Human body, nervous system. The nervous system controls how we think, move, and react. It helps us understand and interact with the world around us. In this chapter, we will learn about the brain, spinal cord, nerves, reflex actions, and how our sense organs, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin help us connect with our surroundings. We will also learn how to take care of our nervous system and sense organs to stay healthy. Nervous system. The nervous system is a complex network in our body that helps us feel, think, and move. The brain, spinal cord, and vast network of nerves are the main components of the nervous system. The nervous system sends messages back and forth between the brain and the rest of the body, helping us sense what is happening around us and respond quickly. Brain. The brain is the control center of the body. It controls everything in our body, from our thoughts to our movements. It sends and receives messages from different parts of the body through the spinal cord and nerves. It is protected by a bony structure called the skull. The average brain weighs about 1.2 to 1.5 kg in adults. It has millions of nerve cells. These are the basic unit of nervous system. Our brain is protected by protective layers and are filled with fluid between them. These fluids act as cushions against injuries such as jerks and bumps. Our brain requires a continuous supply of blood and oxygen to function and survive. The brain has three main parts: cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla. Cerebrum. It is the largest part of our brain. It has many grooves and folds on its surface. It is divided into two halves called the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. It controls thinking, learning, intelligence, and memory. It also controls the functions of sense organs. Medulla. It is a structure located at the lower part of the brain that connects the brain to the spinal cord. It controls involuntary functions such as breathing, digestion, heartbeats, etc. Cerebellum. It is smaller than the cerebrum and looks like a small, wrinkled ball. It is located at the back of the brain under the cerebrum. It helps in maintaining balance and coordinating the movements of muscles such as the movements of arms and legs. This helps in running, walking, riding a bicycle, etc. Do you know, patients are sometimes awake during their brain surgery. This is because the brain has no pain receptors, so it does not feel pain. Spinal cord. The spinal cord is a long, thick bundle of nerves that extends from the medulla to the lower end of the backbone. Nerves emerge from both sides of the spinal cord and form a network all over the body. The backbone is made of 33 vertebrae, which form a protective column around the spinal cord. The spinal cord is like a bridge that connects our brain with the rest of the body. It sends messages to and from the brain. It also plays a key role in reflex actions, which are quick responses that do not involve the brain directly. For example, if we touch something sharp or hot, the spinal cord sends a signal that makes our hand pull away automatically without waiting for the brain to make a decision. Nerves. Nerves are long, thread-like structures that extend from the brain and spinal cord and spread like a network to all over the body. Nerves are made up of nerve cells called neurons, which carry messages between the brain, spinal cord, and the rest of the body. A nerve cell or neuron is the longest cell in our body. They help us respond to our surroundings and control our movements. There are three main types of nerves. Sensory nerves. They carry messages from the sense organs to the brain or spinal cord. Motor nerves. They carry messages from the brain or spinal cord to the muscles of different organs, causing the muscles to contract and respond. Mixed nerves. They carry both motor and sensory fibers. This means that these nerves can carry messages from the brain or spinal cord to different organs or muscles, motor, and again bring messages back from the body, organs, to the spinal cord or brain, sensory. Reflex action. Reflex action is a quick and automatic response to a stimulus, something that causes a reaction. This response does not involve the brain directly and is controlled by the spinal cord, which makes the reflexes much faster than normal actions. Reflex actions are important as they help us respond quickly to danger or harm. When we touch something very hot, we quickly pull our hand away because of a reflex action. In this process, the nerve endings in the finger feel the pain and the message reaches the spinal cord through the sensory nerves. The spinal cord then sends a command back through the motor nerves to the muscles of the hand to move away. As a result, our hand jerks away from the hot object on its own. Sense organs. Sense organs help us detect and respond to changes around us. There are 5 sense organs in the human body: eyes, sight; ears, hearing; nose, smell; tongue, taste; and skin, touch. Each sense organ works in coordination with the nervous system to send messages to the brain. Eyes. The eyes help us see different things around us. They are protected by eyelids and eyelashes. Parts of an eye. Cornea. The transparent outermost layer of the eye that helps focus light as it enters the eye. It also acts as a barrier against dust, germs, and other harmful substances. Iris. It is the second layer of the eye. It is the colored part of the eye that surrounds the pupil. It regulates the amount of light entering the eye. Pupil. The dark circular opening in the center of the iris through which light passes. The iris adjusts the size of the pupil to control the amount of light that enters the eye. Lens. A transparent, flexible part of the eye located behind the pupil. The lens focuses light onto the retina. It changes shape to help focus on objects at different distances. Retina. The thin layer of tissue at the back of the eye that contains light-sensitive cells. These cells capture light and convert it into electrical signals which are sent to the brain through the optic nerve. Optic nerves. These nerves transmit electrical signals from the retina to the brain. They carry the signals to the brain, where the signals are interpreted as images which we see. Care of the eyes. Wash your eyes regularly with clean and cold water. Do not rub your eyes. Wash your hands before touching your eyes. Avoid looking directly at bright lights. Sit up straight while reading a book. Never work and study in dim or very bright light. Avoid staring at screens for too long. Get regular eye checkups to make sure your eyes are healthy. Maintain a balanced diet, especially food rich in vitamin A, which supports good vision. Do you know our eyes blink about 15 to 20 times per minute? Ears. Our ears help us hear different sounds in our surroundings. They also help us maintain the balance of our body. Sound travels through the air and enters our ears, where it is turned into signals that the brain can understand. Parts of the ear. The ear consists of 3 parts: the outer, external ear, the middle ear, and the inner, internal ear. Outer ear, external ear. The outer ear, also called the pinna, is the visible part of the ear. It collects sound waves and sends them through the ear canal to the eardrum present in the middle ear. Ear canal. It is a tube that carries sound waves from the outer ear to the eardrum. It connects the outer ear to the middle ear. Eardrum. It is a thin membrane that vibrates when it receives sound waves. It separates the outer ear and the middle ear. Middle ear. It contains 3 small bones. These bones transmit sound vibrations from the eardrum to the inner ear. Inner ear, internal ear. It contains the snail-shaped, fluid-filled structure called the cochlea. It converts sound vibrations into electrical signals and sends them to the brain for processing. The brain interprets these signals as sound. It also helps the body to maintain balance. Care of the ears. Stay away from loud sounds. Keep your ears clean and dry. Never clean your ears with a matchstick, hairpin, or sharp objects. Do not poke your ears. Visit the doctor if you have pain in your ears. Do you know ears never stop working? Even when we are fast asleep, our ears still hear sounds although our brain may ignore them so we can sleep peacefully. Nose. The nose helps us breathe and smell different things in our surroundings. Inside our nose, there are special nerve cells that can detect different types of smell in the air and send these messages to the brain for identification. Parts of the nose. Nostrils. These are the two openings in our nose that let air in and out. Nasal cavity. The space behind the nostrils through which air passes. It contains tiny hairs and mucus which trap dust and germs, preventing them from entering the respiratory system. Care of the nose. Keep your nose clean using a clean handkerchief or tissue. Do not pick your nose, as this can introduce bacteria and lead to infections. Do not insert objects into your nose. Drink plenty of water, as it helps keep the mucous membranes in your nose moist. Do you know the human nose can detect about more than 1 trillion different odors? Tongue. The tongue helps us taste food and speak. It is a mass of muscles. It has tiny structures called taste buds, which can detect the 4 basic tastes: sweet, salty, sour, and bitter. It also helps in swallowing food, speech, and oral cleansing. The nerve cells in the tongue carry impulses to the brain, which interprets the taste. The senses of taste and smell are closely linked. That is why, when our nose is blocked, we cannot sense the taste of food. Parts of the tongue. Taste buds. These are tiny sensory structures on the tongue that help us detect different tastes. Papillae. These are the small bumps on the surface of the tongue where taste buds are found. Care of the tongue. Clean your tongue gently with tongue cleaner. Do not share spoons, forks, or straws with others to prevent the spread of germs. Do not eat or drink very hot or cold foods and drinks. Skin. The skin is the largest organ in our body. It covers the entire body and protects underneath body parts from dirt, germs, and harmful chemicals. Hair follicles, nerve endings, nails, and glands are all parts of the skin. It contains nerve endings which help us feel different sensations such as touch, heat, cold, and pain. It has tiny pores that removes waste products in the form of sweat. Care of the skin. Wash your skin with soap and water. Take a bath daily and wear clean clothes. Use sunscreen to protect your skin from the sun's harmful rays. Use moisturizer to prevent skin dryness. Avoid scratching or picking your skin. Key words. Nervous system. The organ system that controls thoughts, movements, and sensations. Brain. The main control center of the body that helps us think, learn, and make decisions. Spinal cord. A long, thick bundle of nerves that connects the brain to the rest of the body and controls reflexes. Nerves. Fibers that carry signals between the brain, spinal cord, and other parts of the body. Reflex action. A fast, automatic response to a stimulus without involving the brain. Sense organs. Organs that help us sense our surroundings, such as the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Retina. The thin layer at the back of the eye that has light-sensitive cells to capture light. Optic nerve. The nerve that carries visual signals from the retina to the brain. Papillae. Small bumps on the tongue that contain taste buds. Let's recall. Human body, nervous system. Nervous system, reflex action, sense organs, brain, spinal cord, nerves. Quick and automatic response to a stimulus without involving brain directly. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin.